or whatever, with Dennis's looking to see what we're signing up for liability-wise.
And I think the other thing I gave to you in there was this thing, which was referred to in Mr. Janeway's letter. Flood protection for your community in New York State, where they talk about some of the issues of cutting trees somewhat in the area. And I think that to some degree they kind of gave an approval that if we did it according to this only, it might be okay. But some of the proposals are certainly to cut much more than that. And like on the Quake Creek, they were talking about making it a little bit quicker, making it a little bit faster. So if the flooding from there moves into the main stem quicker, I think that may have a bigger impact than if we're just cutting any trees that are leaning 45 degrees or more. I think that has a different impact. So I will look at it more, but I just wanted you to be aware, and I will keep you abreast of everything that's going forward.
Super.
That's it. Let's pick number 8 and we'll go.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You got anything in?
Absolutely.
Listen, I appreciate it. Listen, I know you're doing a lot of work on this, and you're keeping us honest.
Okay.
Good.
I'll keep us out of trouble.
I also think he's caught up with a lot of times in Missouri, because of the time that he put in on jury.
I know that we
Monumental.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Now this next one, Dennis, help us out on this. You know, this is a letter from Judy Medley. And you and I talked about it on the phone. It's not an MOA, but if in fact, well, let's go back to Phil. Phil, what is your understanding of the letter that she's, to recap of the meeting?
I've seen it. I've gone over it.
Okay.
Back in tonight, so...
Well, I mean, it's the information you gave us the other day.
Oh, okay.
But what was the understanding when the meeting was over? That they were going to come up with an MOA and we were all going to go out and they would meet with the police officers and we would meet here and so forth and so on? So this is just the recap, and I guess, and then if they came up with the MOA, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this is a recap, or a status memo, if you will.
So then we can cross off number 6 because it's not...
Correct, nothing is approved. It's something, each board member, though, should be apprised of and be familiar with.
Right.
So you know what it's on.
But basically, this is a recap of what Phil gave us at our last work session. Okay. The next one is we need a resolution to authorize the supervisor of the town of Goshen to sign a contract with John Terry with respect to photography work for the town of Goshen Assessor's Office. And it's updating the project to our reval. This is the same resolution that we had when Vilma was going to take the job. She backed out, and John said he would like the job. Okay. And so, based on that, we need this resolution to authorize me to sign it on behalf of the town board so he can proceed on. The numbers are, everything's exactly the same as before with Vilma.
Yeah, the only issue,
different dates.
The only issue I had with it was that I know John Terry has already signed this. I don't know where that signed agreement is. I don't know.
Well, I've not signed it, so...
Correct. You still need a resolution to authorize the supervisor.
Yes, right.
But I mentioned that in passing only because if you process it tomorrow or some other day, there should be a signed copy on, or...
Well, I'm going to sign it tomorrow if the board passes the resolution.
Yeah, well, it was interesting, some of the confusion was Terry had already signed it. I'm like, look, I don't know where that document is.
I mean, and he wasn't at work this afternoon when I went looking for it.
Right. Insignificant as long as he doesn't believe, and or he can certainly prove it, that we modified and changed some aspect of it.
Well, once he signed it, then we've got to go out and buy the insurance, etc.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to get it moved.
Will you go through the resolution for us then, Dennis?
Sure. The resolution which you have before you, whereas, first one, the town of Goshen wishes to update its assessment rolls and assessment records so as to more accurately reflect true valuations of real property parcel is located within the town and village of Goshen. And whereas in order to complete same, it is necessary that photographic pictures be taken of each tax parcel located within the town and village of Goshen. And whereas it is necessary to hire a contractor to complete and download the pertinent photographic pictures of each tax parcel within the town of Goshen. And whereas John Lynn Terry has submitted a proposal to the town for completion of the aforementioned photography work and download work. Now therefore be resolved, Terry be hired to take photographs of each tax parcel located within the town and village of Goshen and download same to the town of Goshen Assessor's RPS system or other database as required by the assessor of town of Goshen. All is more particularly set forth in Schedule A and next, which is the agreement.
Would someone like to make a motion regarding this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
So he's gonna make a subcontractor, or he's still gonna be like the employee?
No, he's going to be, he's an independent contractor, but we modified that along the lines of the discussion we had in one evening.
We buy the insurance, et
Correct.
cetera.
And he will be covering both the photographic taking, if you will, of pictures and the actual downloading into the database.
The reason I ask is, unfortunately, if he does something that's inappropriate, something down, it's...
That's why we're insuring it.
Okay, that's what,
Exactly.
I heard the word insurance, that's what
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's an independent contractor.
I just had one or two questions. The first question was, do we know how much the insurance premiums are going to be that we're going to pick up and pay for?
We had an estimate at one time when we were dealing with Belmont.
$1,000, $1,200.
Exactly, I think it was 11, again, 1,000.
Okay. And then the second thing is, on page 2 of the contract, the second paragraph, where it says he's paid the sum,
Right.
but it says per parcel photographed and downloaded. And I thought there should be some language in there stating that the photograph must be of sufficient quality and accepted for use by the town assessor. In other words, if he puts a photograph out and
He's responsible to look at another.
yeah, and he's not going to get a second buck for that particular one. It's got to be, acceptable to the assessor, so it's of sufficient quality. That's
Right.
that was appropriate. Okay.
So Dennis, can we get that in the morning, fax back to me, and then...
Yeah, exactly. Just so you're aware, what we'll do is, we'll ask for us the word photographed and drop it down at the bottom footnote, if you will, that each photograph to be of sufficient quality as if to be determined and accepted by the assessor's office. So it's all be the ultimate arbiter, because otherwise about the user data.
Right.
By the way, in this regard, he has experience
Correct.
with that camera and with downloading this, so it will not be as big a training for him as it would have been the prior candidate. Okay, Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Bill Caterina.
Aye.
Councilman George Lyons.
Aye.
Councilman Kenneth Rizzo.
Aye.
Councilman Lou Capella.
Aye.
Supervisor Doug Bloomfield.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, this next one is just information that I'd like you to process and think about. If we're ready on Thursday, fine. If we're not, we'll do it at our next work session. But the outline on top of the standard sheet here is, you recall back when, I think it was Tier 4 in the pension system, we got a note from the state of New York saying if you want to participate in this pension program, you've got to sign up by a certain date. We had certain elected officials already signed up for prior, but with this with this program, the state of New York said that they mandated that we take a look at 3 months of timesheets, so to speak, of the elected officials, and then we analyzed that, and so first of all, the board, we had our motion back a few months ago, step 1. Step 2 is record the activities. That's done for the majority. It's still, we need one more set of records, which we can get. We submit them to the secretary clerk of the board with the certification, so she goes through the numbers and does all the mathematical calculations. And then step 3 is us, the governing board, after reviewing the time of each, we authorize it by resolution the maximum total number of days per month based on record of activities in standard workday for each individual. And for example, I'll just show you mine. if you go through here. Somewhere in this packet.
Way towards the back.
The very last one.
Oh, man, okay. That's the last, whatever. What I did